Welcome to Dharma Wisdom Talks, where we explore profound life philosophies and the human values within Buddhism. In today's busy and chaotic world, it's easy to forget one of the most valuable lessons that the Buddha taught us, to respect and treat others well. This isn't just a moral quality, but a key to building strong relationships, bringing happiness and peace into our lives. Respect is not merely an outward action, it is a mindset, a compassionate heart for all beings, no matter who they are or where they come from. Buddhism encourages us to avoid discrimination, division, or judgment based on differences. Everyone deserves respect and love, for each person holds inherent dignity and potential value. In today's video, we will explore why respect is a cornerstone in building a peaceful and joyful life, and how we can practice this quality in every moment of our daily existence. Let's embrace the valuable lessons from Buddhism, helping us live better, love more, and create lasting relationships. Learning to let go is one of the most important lessons in Buddhist philosophy and an essential principle in daily life. This concept is often associated with liberation, inner peace, and freedom of the mind. In Buddhism, letting go does not mean abandoning or retreating from responsibilities. Instead, it means not becoming attached to the fleeting, transient things in life, because everything is impermanent. This includes letting go of attachments to emotions, desires, material things, and even painful memories or grudges. Impermanence, according to Buddhism, everything in life is in constant change, and nothing lasts forever. Letting go is the awareness that everything we cling to will change or disappear, and we cannot hold onto it forever. Attachment is the root of suffering. Emotions like love, hatred, desire, and resentment are the forces that bind the mind and lead to suffering. Letting go of these attachments frees us from these binds. Letting go in Buddhism can be understood as not being dependent on external objects or mental concepts we deem important. It is a way to return to our true nature, where there is no attachment to illusions or cravings. Letting go of negative emotions. One of the most important things we need to learn is how to let go of negative emotions such as anger, hatred, and resentment. These emotions not only harm our mental state but also affect our physical health. Anger, this emotion makes our hearts heavy and tense. Holding on to anger prevents us from thinking clearly and can lead us to make poor decisions. Resentment and hatred. Buddhism teaches that resentment is a vicious cycle that causes suffering and prevents peace. Letting go of resentment is a way to reduce pain and find liberation. In life, sometimes we may be overtaken by these emotions, but learning to let them go is an important part of living a peaceful and free life. Letting go of expectations and desires. Humans often set expectations and desires in life, but sometimes these expectations can become burdens. Buddhism advises us not to live in expectation, as unmet desires cause suffering. Unrealistic expectations. When we expect too much from others or from life, we easily feel disappointed when things don't go as planned. Letting go of expectations helps us live more flexibly and reduces stress from things we cannot control. Unlimited desires, material desires, fame, or the need for recognition from others can leave us dissatisfied. Letting go of limitless desires helps us live with more peace and contentment in the present. Letting go and indifference. It's important to clarify that letting go does not mean indifference or neglecting life. In Buddhism and philosophy, letting go means freeing oneself from the control of emotions and attachments, not from caring or taking action. For example, we can still work hard, love, and care for family and friends, but without becoming attached to the results or personal desires. Letting go helps us maintain peace of mind and approach life with more ease. The benefits of letting go: a lighter and peaceful mind. When we are no longer attached to things we cannot control, our mind becomes free and at peace. We are no longer strongly affected by changes in circumstances or emotions. Reduced anxiety and stress. Letting go helps reduce anxiety and stress because we no longer have to constantly wait for or struggle against things outside our control. Living in the present. When we stop clinging to the past or fearing the future, we can fully experience each moment, gaining a clearer sense of life around us. Some methods of practicing letting go in daily life. Meditation. This is a great method to calm the mind and let go of worries and negative emotions. Meditation allows us to observe our thoughts without becoming attached to them. Working with emotions. Learning to recognize and accept emotions instead of denying them. When we are clearly aware of our emotions, we can more easily let go of them rather than being controlled by them. Practicing compassion. When we have compassion, especially toward ourselves, we can more easily forgive ourselves and others. Compassion helps us let go of negative feelings and build a more peaceful life. Letting go is not easy, but it is one of the most important paths to freedom and enlightenment. Learning to let go is about freeing ourselves from the control of negative emotions, unrealistic expectations, and unnecessary attachments. It is a continuous journey throughout life, helping us find inner peace and live a more meaningful life. Letting go is not about giving up, but about deeply understanding that everything in life is impermanent, and we can only find freedom when we are no longer bound by things that cannot be changed. Compassion and love are two core concepts in Buddhism and also deep values in the philosophy of daily life. Both play an important role in creating a peaceful, harmonious, and meaningful life. They are not only ethical virtues but also qualities that need to be practiced regularly in our actions, thoughts, and emotions. In Buddhism, compassion, karuna, is one of the important virtues and an essential part of the path to enlightenment. Compassion is a deep empathy for the suffering of all beings and a desire to alleviate that suffering. It is not pity, but a profound empathy and action to help those who are suffering. Compassion is not pity. In Buddhism, compassion is not synonymous with pity. Pity may come with a sense of superiority, while compassion is empathy, non-discriminatory, and sees all beings as equal. Compassion doesn't create separation but connects us to others. Reducing suffering. Compassion is the wish to help others escape suffering, not just physically but also mentally. This is part of the Bodhisattva path, where those with compassion strive to help beings break free from suffering, even when they gain no personal benefit. Compassion in Buddhism helps us realize that all beings have their own suffering, and only by truly empathizing and acting from compassion can we reduce some of that pain. Compassion teaches the practitioner that all beings' suffering is worthy of being shared and alleviated. Love is an important virtue in both Buddhism and daily life. Love is not just an emotion, but an action, a deep connection between people, and between us and the world around us. In Buddhism, love is not limited to affection for loved ones but extends to all beings, without discrimination of good or bad, rich or poor. Love is non-discriminatory. Buddhism teaches that true love is limitless and non-discriminatory. True love is empathy and acceptance of all beings as they are, with their light and darkness. This love is not possessive or dependent, but rather respectful and understanding. Love yourself. An important aspect of love is learning to love oneself. In life, we sometimes focus too much on others and forget about ourselves. Loving yourself is not selfishness, but rather valuing yourself so that you can love others more fully. Love is acceptance and respect, sharing joy, sorrow, and companionship in all circumstances. When we truly love, we do not only love when everything is going well but also love in moments of difficulty, pain, when empathy is most needed. While compassion and love share similarities, there are also differences in how they are expressed. The difference between compassion and love: compassion is empathy for others' suffering and the desire to reduce that suffering, while love is a deep feeling, often accompanied by connection and shared joy. Compassion is the awareness and action to help others escape suffering, while love is sharing and empathizing in all circumstances. Example of compassion: someone is seriously ill, and you not only feel sympathy but also take steps to help them recover or encourage them to overcome their pain. Example of love: you share joy and happy moments with loved ones, asking for nothing in return, simply because you love them. Compassion is action. Love can be an emotion. Compassion can prompt action. When you see others in pain, you seek to relieve their suffering. Love can also be a natural emotion, but it does not necessarily prompt action. However, when love is deep, your actions will naturally bring benefits to others. The benefits of compassion and love: bringing inner peace. Practicing compassion and love makes you feel lighter and at peace. Treating others with compassion helps reduce anger, hatred, and mental fatigue. Building good relationships. Love and compassion help us form sincere and strong relationships. When we love and care for others genuinely, they will sense it and respond with respect and love. Improving mental health. Love and compassion not only bring joy to others but also reduce stress and enhance our mental health. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice compassion and love tend to experience less depression and stress. To practice compassion and love in daily life, we can follow these ways. Practice loving-kindness meditation. Loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana, is an excellent method to help us develop compassion and love for all beings, including those we don't know, those who are unpleasant to us, and even ourselves. Share joy and sorrow. Share joy with those around you and help each other through difficulties. Your empathy and presence can be a valuable gift for those facing challenges. Forgive and don't hold grudges. An important part of practicing compassion and love is forgiving those who have hurt you. Forgiving not only helps others but also frees you from negative emotions. Compassion and love are values that are essential in everyone's journey through life. They not only help us create a better life but also serve as a path to liberation and enlightenment. Practicing compassion and love not only benefits others but also improves our quality of life, fosters harmonious relationships, and helps us live more peacefully in every situation. Learning to live in the present is one of the profound lessons emphasized in Buddhist philosophy, as well as in many other schools of thought. Living in the present is not an abstract or difficult concept, but rather a clear awareness and full engagement with each moment we have. This brings peace, happiness, and helps us free ourselves from the pain caused by thoughts of the past or worries about the future. Living in the present means fully enjoying each moment we are living without being distracted by thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future. It involves complete attention and involvement in what is happening right now, without letting the mind wander to events that have passed or have not yet happened. Living in the present is an essential part of mindfulness theory in Buddhism, where we learn to observe and recognize each thought, emotion, and action without judgment or becoming attached to them. Buddhism teaches that everything is impermanent. Everything in life changes, from emotions and thoughts to the events we experience. Therefore, clinging to the past or fearing the future only creates suffering and dissatisfaction. The past, although the past is gone and cannot be changed, many people continue to think about what has happened, their mistakes, failures, or cherished memories. Living in the past causes us to miss out on opportunities and joy in the present. The future is unpredictable and often the source of anxiety and stress. We may expect a certain outcome, but these expectations sometimes never materialize, causing feelings of disappointment. If we live too much in the future, we overlook the important moments of the present. Living in the present means accepting that the past is gone, the future is not here yet, and only the present is something we can truly live and experience. Mindfulness is a method taught in Buddhism to help us live in the present. Mindfulness is the ability to maintain focus on what is happening in each moment without becoming lost in unconscious thoughts, worries, or automatic reactions. It is a process of recognizing and accepting things as they are, without judgment or attempting to change them. Full attention, this means when you eat, you focus on eating, noticing the taste, color, and texture of the food, rather than thinking about other things. Acceptance of the present, there is no judgment or attempt to change what is happening. For example, when you feel sad, instead of trying to hide or avoid that emotion, you recognize and accept it as part of the present experience. Mindfulness helps us understand that everything is a part of life, and we can live fully in each moment, without being controlled by emotions or clingy thoughts. Benefits of living in the present. Reducing stress and anxiety. When you are no longer worried about the future or fixated on the past, you will feel your mind become lighter. You won't be stressed by things beyond your control. Increasing satisfaction and happiness. Living in the present helps you appreciate the value of small moments, thereby enhancing your sense of contentment and happiness. You won't always be looking for big things to feel happy. Instead, happiness comes from the simple things in life. Improving mental health. When we live in the present, we can reduce negative emotions like anxiety, sadness, or anger. This improves our psychological health, making us feel calmer and more at peace. Methods for learning to live in the present. Meditation. Meditation is an effective way to help the mind return to the present. In mindfulness meditation, we focus on our breath or a specific object, such as sounds, bodily sensations, or thoughts, and when the mind wanders, we gently bring it back to the present. Pay attention to bodily sensations, focus on what your body is experiencing. When you walk, pay attention to each step, feel the movement of your body. When you eat, notice the taste and smell of the food. When you feel tired or stressed, stop and pay attention to your body's sensations. Live with gratitude. When you live in the present, Always find things to be grateful for. Appreciate the present moments, whether big or small. Gratitude helps us focus on the positive, calming our minds and bringing peace. Reduce busyness. Sometimes we are too busy with work or tasks. This prevents us from living in the present. Create time to relax, do nothing, and simply focus on breathing, resting, or just observing what is around you. Practice here and now. When you are doing something, do not let your mind wander. If you are talking to someone, give your full attention to the conversation, and do not think about other things. If you are reading a book, immerse yourself completely in each page. Obstacles to living in the present. Although living in the present is a very useful lesson, it is not always easy. Some obstacles we may face include wandering mind. We often get caught up in thoughts about the past or future. Facing this wandering mind can be difficult, but it is part of the practice process. Habits and automatic reactions. We tend to live on autopilot, reacting based on habits and not thinking about what is happening in the present. Learn to recognize these habits and gradually change them. Learning to live in the present is one of the most important skills we can develop in life to find peace and happiness. Living in the present helps us realize the impermanence of life, reduce anxiety and suffering, and live a more meaningful life. Practicing mindfulness and meditation are effective methods to help us return to the present and fully live every moment of our lives. Self-awareness, also known as self-knowledge, is a profound concept, not only in Buddhism but also in many philosophical and psychological systems. It is an ongoing process of self-awareness, understanding oneself, and being mindful of what is happening within one's own mind. In Buddhism, self-awareness is particularly important because it leads to enlightenment, helping us free ourselves from suffering and live a peaceful life. In Buddhism, self-awareness is closely related to self-realization and enlightenment. It is the process of clearly understanding the nature of oneself, one's thoughts, emotions, and actions, as well as understanding the truth about the existence of everything around us. This self-awareness is not about searching for a fixed self but about seeing that the self we often identify with is not a permanent entity, but a collection of impermanent, constantly changing elements. Recognizing the nature of non-self, anatta. One of the core teachings in Buddhism is non-self, anatta, which means there is no fixed, eternal self. Understanding the nature of non-self helps us realize that we are not separate, unchanging entities, but combinations of temporary, impermanent elements. When we realize this, we can reduce attachment to the self and the suffering that the ego brings. Understanding the components of the self, in the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha teaches that humans consist of 5 aggregates: form, the body, sensation, feelings, perception, thoughts, mental formations, will and intention, and consciousness, mind. To know oneself means to clearly identify these factors and see that they are not me or mine, but temporary elements operating according to the law of cause and effect. Mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness is a way to clearly and deeply recognize oneself. Mindfulness is the full attention and awareness of what is happening in our mind and body without judgment or manipulation. Self-awareness is not just a theory or philosophy, it is a daily practice. In everyday life, self-awareness helps us live more consciously, purposefully and with less influence from negative emotions. How to cultivate self-awareness in daily life. Listen to your emotions. One of the first ways to know yourself is by listening to your emotions. When we feel sadness, anger, anxiety, or happiness, it is important not to avoid or deny those feelings, but to recognize and understand their origin. You can ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Where is this feeling coming from? Am I clinging to some expectation? Pay attention to thoughts and actions. Self-awareness also means paying attention to your thoughts and actions. Are your thoughts creating peace or stress? Do your actions reflect your values and life purpose? We can train ourselves to observe our thoughts and actions honestly, not letting them control us but allowing them to become tools for self-development. Ask questions about yourself. Asking yourself some basic questions can help expand your understanding of yourself, such as, what do I truly want in life? Who or what am I living for? What are my core values? Am I living according to what I believe, or am I being influenced by external factors? Accept your flaws and learn from mistakes. Self-awareness means accepting your imperfections and learning from mistakes. No one is perfect, and understanding your limitations and errors is the first step toward change. When we can face ourselves honestly, we can more easily change and grow. Benefits of self-awareness. Practicing self-awareness brings many benefits to our lives, from mental to physical health, and our relationships. Liberation from suffering. When we are clearly aware of ourselves, we no longer get caught up in negative emotions, unrealistic desires, or attachment to the past or future. We will live lighter, free from the weight of anxiety, fear, or regret. Enhanced self-control. Self-awareness helps us recognize automatic habits in our thoughts and actions, allowing us to change and grow actively. When we understand what we want and who we are, it becomes easier to make rational and wise decisions. Building healthy relationships. When we understand ourselves, we will also understand how to communicate and interact with others. We will know how to respect our own feelings and the feelings of others, thereby building healthy, sustainable relationships. Happiness and inner peace. Self-awareness helps us live in a state of mindfulness and harmony with ourselves, bringing deep happiness and peace. Understanding who we are, what we are doing, and what we want helps us live more fully in life. Methods for cultivating self-awareness. Meditation. Meditation is an excellent method for enhancing self-awareness. Through meditation, we can observe and understand our thoughts, emotions, and automatic reactions more clearly. Meditation also helps us find stillness and peace in each moment. Journaling. Writing in a journal helps us express our emotions and thoughts more clearly. Sometimes, writing what we cannot say out loud allows us to see ourselves more objectively. Self-reflection and self-improvement. Take time each day to reflect on your actions and attitudes. Are we acting according to our goals and values? If not, find ways to change and improve ourselves each day. Self-awareness is the key to enlightenment and true happiness in Buddhism, as well as in daily life. When we understand the impermanent nature of ourselves and the elements that constitute the self, we will no longer suffer from attachment and will live a more peaceful life. Self-awareness is not a simple goal but an ongoing process that requires continuous practice and mindfulness every day. Patience and perseverance are two qualities that are incredibly important both in Buddhism and in daily life, helping individuals overcome challenges, face difficulties, and achieve goals without wavering. These are the fundamental qualities needed to attain success, peace, and inner harmony in any circumstance. In Buddhism, patience and perseverance are not only qualities that help us face life's challenges but are also paths that lead to enlightenment. They are practices to develop wisdom and cultivate the mind, allowing us to master ourselves. Patience, Khanti. In Buddhism, patience is known as Khanti, one of the 10 virtues that one needs to cultivate on the path to enlightenment. Patience means enduring without giving up, without reacting negatively to challenges and difficulties in life, and doing so without being swayed by negative emotions. Patience does not mean blind endurance or enduring suffering aimlessly, but rather accepting and facing pain with understanding and equanimity. Patience helps us avoid being hasty or impulsive, and instead, it encourages us to persist calmly through challenges. Perseverance, Adhithana. Perseverance in Buddhism, Adhithana, means determination and persistence in the journey of self-discipline and moral development. It is the quality that helps us maintain constant effort, despite all obstacles and difficulties, to achieve the ultimate goal of enlightenment and liberation. The Buddha teaches that the path to enlightenment is long and arduous, requiring absolute perseverance. Even though one may face countless challenges and suffering, perseverance ensures we do not give up and continue to practice and develop until we achieve the final goal. In daily life, patience and perseverance play crucial roles in overcoming obstacles, whether in studies, work, relationships, or personal dreams. Patience with yourself. Everyone has their own struggles, and learning from mistakes or failures is an essential part of growth. Patience with oneself means not forcing perfection immediately but accepting flaws and learning from them. Patience in relationships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, require patience. Being patient means listening, understanding, and respecting others, which are vital for maintaining and building deep, lasting relationships. Patience in the process of success. Success does not come instantly, it is the result of a long process that demands patience at every step. The most successful individuals are often those who are patient with the process and never give up in the face of failure. Perseverance at work. Whether work is challenging or exhausting, perseverance helps us keep going without giving up. This not only helps you complete tasks but also builds trust and growth in your career. Perseverance in pursuing dreams. If you have a big dream, perseverance is the determining factor to prevent you from quitting when faced with setbacks. Perseverance keeps you confident in your goals and encourages you to keep pursuing them, no matter how many obstacles you face. Perseverance in self-improvement. Personal growth is not easy. We may encounter times when we feel tired, disappointed, or as if we are not making progress. However, perseverance in self-improvement and learning helps us grow and creates a resilient mind that is less easily shaken. Reducing stress and anxiety. Patience helps you avoid being swept away by negative emotions and maintain calmness when facing challenges. Perseverance helps you not give up halfway and avoids feelings of despair. Creating long-term success. People who are patient and persistent are more likely to achieve long-term goals because they understand that everything requires time and effort. This helps you avoid impulsive decisions and rash actions. Developing inner qualities, patience and perseverance are powerful qualities in cultivating one's character. When you are patient, you not only learn to master your emotions but also develop inner peace and the ability to endure, which are crucial in spiritual and ethical life. Strengthening relationships. In relationships, patience helps you understand others better, accept differences, and overcome difficulties. Perseverance helps you maintain long-lasting and happy relationships. How to cultivate patience and perseverance. Meditation and mindfulness. Meditation is a great way to enhance patience, helping us learn how to face uncomfortable emotions and thoughts without reacting impulsively. Mindfulness meditation helps us live fully in each moment without being swept away by negative emotions. Set clear and realistic goals. Having clear goals helps you stay motivated and know that you're on the right path. However, these goals should also be realistic and aligned with your abilities so that you can persist in achieving them. Break down large tasks. When faced with a big goal, breaking it down into smaller tasks makes the journey feel more manageable. Small steps allow you to maintain patience and perseverance without feeling overwhelmed. Remind yourself of the value of patience, remembering the values that patience and perseverance bring, such as long-term success and inner peace, can help you overcome challenges in life. Learn from others. Observing and learning from those who have achieved success through patience and perseverance can provide inspiration and motivation to continue your own journey. Patience and perseverance are not only crucial qualities in Buddhism but are also essential in helping us overcome difficulties in life. These qualities enable us to face challenges calmly, persist in pursuing our goals, and develop ourselves. By practicing patience and perseverance, we will find lasting peace, long-term success, and growth in all aspects of life. Developing wisdom. Developing wisdom is one of the ultimate goals in Buddhism as well as in daily life. Wisdom is not only the understanding of the world around us but also the ability to understand the nature of ourselves, how to deal with suffering, and achieve inner peace. Wisdom is the key to helping people break free from delusion, suffering, and attain enlightenment. In life, wisdom is also a tool for making the right decisions, solving problems wisely, and living a meaningful life. In Buddhism, wisdom, also known as prajna, is regarded as one of the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and is a key factor in achieving liberation. Wisdom in Buddhism is not merely theoretical knowledge but a deep understanding of the nature of all things, particularly the understanding of impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Wisdom in the teachings of the Buddha. The three marks of existence. Wisdom in Buddhism is developed through the understanding of the three marks of existence, which are fundamental concepts in Buddhist teachings. 1. Impermanence, anicca, all things and phenomena are in constant change. 2. Suffering, dukkha, life, even with happiness, always contains suffering, and we must be aware of this to avoid being deceived by illusions. 3. Non-self, anatta, there is no permanent, unchanging self, all existence is non-self, a combination of impermanent elements. Sila, samadhi, and prajna. In the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha teaches three important factors for the development of wisdom. 1. Sila, Moral conduct, practicing ethical conduct and adhering to moral principles. 2. Samadhi, meditation, cultivating concentration and tranquility of the mind. 3. Prajna, wisdom, developing wisdom through clear and direct understanding of the truth. Enlightenment and liberation. In Buddhism, wisdom is not just knowledge of the world but enlightenment regarding the nature of suffering and liberation from all afflictions. Wisdom helps us identify and eliminate ignorance, avidya, which is the misunderstanding of the true nature of life and reality. Practical ways to develop wisdom. One of the fundamental ways to develop wisdom is through the practice of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is the ability to stay present, recognizing our thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment. Meditation helps us develop concentration and clarity of thought while reducing distractions and disturbances in the mind. Mindfulness is the foundation for developing wisdom because when we are mindful, we can clearly see the nature of what is happening in our minds and the world around us. Mindfulness not only helps us face difficulties calmly but also opens us to profound insights into the nature of life. Meditation helps purify the mind, freeing us from attachments to the past and worries about the future. Practicing meditation cultivates wisdom because it creates a state of mind not influenced by negative emotions or thoughts. Wisdom through learning and reflection. Developing wisdom does not come only through meditation but also through studying and learning from the teachings of Buddhism, books, life philosophies, and the experiences of others. Reading, attending courses, discussing, and learning from experienced individuals can expand our perspective and understanding of the world. Learning from life. Valuable lessons in life don't always come from books, they often come from real-life experiences. Every failure, success, relationship, or challenge in life can be an opportunity for us to learn and develop wisdom. These lessons teach us how to face suffering, overcome difficulties, and live a peaceful life. Humility in wisdom. True wisdom is not about asserting oneself, but about humility and a willingness to learn. Wise people often acknowledge their own limitations and are open to learning new knowledge from various sources. They are not bound by personal opinions or prejudices but always seek the truth from all perspectives. Self-reflection and self-awareness. An important aspect of developing wisdom is the ability to self-reflect and be self-aware. When we know how to look back at our actions, emotions, and thoughts, we can identify harmful habits, biases, and factors hindering our personal growth. Self-criticism and improvement. Wisdom is not just about theoretical knowledge but about the ability to honestly assess ourselves. Self-criticism is the awareness of our own limitations and shortcomings, which enables us to improve and grow. The journey of developing wisdom is a continuous process of learning, self-improvement, and change. Accepting mistakes. Wise individuals often know how to accept and learn from mistakes. They do not see failure as a setback but as an opportunity for growth and improvement. They maintain a humble attitude and continually strive to refine themselves. Developing wisdom in practice. Problem solving. Wisdom helps us recognize the true nature of a problem and come up with reasonable solutions. With wisdom, we can face life's challenges and difficulties with clarity, not being swayed by emotions or haste. Creating inner peace. As wisdom develops, we begin to view life more deeply and calmly. We no longer get caught up in negative emotions or conflicts within ourselves or in relationships, but instead, we live a peaceful, serene life. Building healthy relationships, wisdom helps us understand and empathize with others. When we have wisdom, we know how to handle relationships wisely, avoiding conflicts, and instead fostering strong and harmonious connections. Achieving enlightenment and liberation, wisdom is the path to liberation in Buddhism. As wisdom grows, we clearly see the impermanent, suffering, and non-self nature of all things. This helps us reduce attachment and attain inner peace and freedom. Daily practices to cultivate wisdom. Mindfulness in everyday life. Maintaining mindfulness in all situations of life helps us live consciously and gain clear insight into the nature of all things and phenomena. Reading and studying philosophy, seeking knowledge from reliable sources, reading books, and learning from experienced people are effective ways to expand wisdom. Meditation and self-reflection. Taking time for meditation, self-reflection, and contemplation is a powerful way to develop wisdom. As we review our life and actions, our wisdom gradually becomes clearer. Developing wisdom is a continuous process, not only through learning but also through real-life experiences and self-awareness. Wisdom in Buddhism is not just theoretical understanding but a profound realization of the nature of suffering, life, and liberation. In daily life, wisdom helps us face difficulties, solve problems, and live peacefully. Let's continue to learn, improve ourselves, and cultivate wisdom every day to live a meaningful life and achieve enlightenment. Mindfulness practice, a key method for improving daily life. Mindfulness practice is an essential method in Buddhism and a powerful tool for enhancing the quality of our everyday lives. Mindfulness helps us live in the present moment, take control of our thoughts and emotions, and develop clarity, reduce stress, and promote inner peace. Practicing mindfulness not only helps us understand ourselves better but also increases our awareness of the world around us. Mindfulness, or sati in Pali, is the awareness and full recognition of what is happening in each moment. When practicing mindfulness, we focus on the present, without getting distracted by the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness helps us recognize and accept our thoughts, emotions, and actions without judging or reacting impulsively. Mindfulness does not mean avoiding emotions, but rather acknowledging and understanding those emotions without allowing them to dictate our actions. For example, when you feel angry, mindfulness helps you recognize that you are angry and allows that emotion to exist without acting impulsively. Mindfulness enhances presence in life as we immerse ourselves in work, relationships, and daily experiences without being swept away by worries or judgments. Benefits of practicing mindfulness. Reducing stress and anxiety. One of the greatest benefits of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. When we practice mindfulness, we learn not to get caught up in negative thoughts or worries about the future. Mindfulness helps you stay alert, relax, and enjoy each moment without worrying about what hasn't happened yet. Reducing stress at work. When you work without distractions, you become more effective and feel less pressure. Mindfulness helps you recognize stress and learn how to reduce it. Ending worries about the future. Practicing mindfulness means you are no longer fixated on what might happen in the future, but instead, you focus on the present action to achieve your goals calmly and serenely. Improving relationships. Mindfulness can also help improve relationships with others. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to listen without judgment and understand others' emotions without imposing your own views. This builds empathy and fosters deeper connections with those around you. Listening without judgment, mindfulness helps you avoid reacting immediately to what others say but instead listen with full awareness. You don't rush to judge, instead, you try to understand their thoughts and feelings. Reducing conflicts in relationships. When we know how to listen and restrain our reactions in tense situations, relationships become more harmonious. Mindfulness helps you not react emotionally but respond wisely. Enhancing focus and clarity. Mindfulness improves our ability to focus and pay attention to our tasks, helping us work more effectively. When practicing mindfulness, you are not distracted by external factors but maintain focus on what you are doing. Focus on work. Mindfulness helps you avoid unnecessary distractions such as phones, social media, or thoughts unrelated to work. You will become more productive and feel less stressed about your tasks. Clearer decision-making. When the mind is not scattered, you can make more sound decisions, less influenced by temporary emotions or irrational thoughts. Developing inner peace. Mindfulness is a great tool for developing inner peace. When you are no longer swept up in negative emotions and thoughts, you experience a sense of freedom and tranquility. Mindfulness creates a space between your emotions and reactions, allowing you to maintain peace in your heart. Reducing frustration and anxiety. When you learn to observe your emotions quietly without reacting immediately, you reduce anger, anxiety, and live more peacefully. Serenity in life. Mindfulness helps you stay present, live in the now, and let go of attachment to the past and future. This brings a sense of freedom and inner peace. Mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is one of the most effective ways to train mindfulness. During meditation, you focus on your breath, bodily sensations, or other meditation objects, which helps prevent your mind from being overwhelmed by chaotic thoughts. Breath meditation. One simple and effective method is to focus on your breathing. As you inhale and exhale, simply pay attention and observe your breath without interfering or judging. This helps keep your mind alert and calm, especially when you feel stressed. Walking meditation. Another method is walking meditation, where you focus on each step, feeling the contact of your feet with the ground. This is a great way to practice mindfulness while moving, helping you stay aware and attuned to your body and surroundings. Applying mindfulness in daily life. Mindfulness at work. You can practice mindfulness right in your daily work. Focus on each task you're performing, without letting your mind wander to other thoughts. When you write an email, make a phone call, or solve a problem, pay full attention to what you are doing. Mindfulness while eating. Practice mindfulness while eating to become aware of your feelings as you eat and fully enjoy the meal. Instead of rushing or worrying about other things, focus on each bite, the taste, and the sensation of the food in your mouth. Mindfulness in communication. When talking to others, practice full listening without judgment. Focus on what they are saying and feel their emotions, rather than thinking about what you will say next. Mindfulness in everyday activities. You can also practice mindfulness in simple activities like cleaning, walking, gardening, or simply relaxing. Each action can become an opportunity to practice mindfulness and live fully in the present moment. Recognizing and accepting emotions. Mindfulness practice isn't just about focusing on positive things, it also involves recognizing and accepting emotions without judgment. When you feel angry, sad, or anxious, instead of avoiding or reacting immediately, acknowledge and accept those emotions without letting them control your actions. Accepting emotions without reacting, acknowledge your emotions without trying to change them immediately. When you feel angry, simply recognize that you are angry and then observe that emotion without doing anything. This helps reduce tension and allows you to handle emotions more wisely. Mindfulness is an incredibly powerful tool to help us live peacefully, happily, and meaningfully. Practicing mindfulness helps us gain clarity about ourselves, reduce stress, improve relationships, and develop inner peace. By practicing mindfulness through meditation, at work, while eating, and in relationships, we can create a more beautiful and fulfilling life. Acceptance of impermanence is one of the profound teachings in Buddhism and an important principle for living peacefully and understanding life. Impermanence, or anicca in Pali, is one of the three marks of existence that the Buddha taught. It indicates that everything in the universe is in a constant state of change and nothing lasts forever. By understanding and accepting impermanence, we can live with peace and avoid being swept away by the suffering that arises from clinging to the transient, fleeting aspects of the world. Impermanence is not just a theoretical concept, it is a living truth present in everything around us, from time, life, and relationships to changes in the body and mind. Buddhism teaches that impermanence is not merely change but the inherent, unchangeable nature of life itself. Everything changes, from inanimate objects to emotions and thoughts in the human mind, everything undergoes constant change. Nothing remains fixed in this world, from grand natural phenomena to small personal emotions or everyday habits. Nothing is permanent, all things are born, endure, decay, and die. One day, everything we hold, own, or experience will no longer exist. Relationships, work, health, wealth, and even our own lives must face this inevitable change. The three marks of existence in Buddhism. 1. Impermanence, anicca, everything changes. 2. Suffering, dukkha, all change leads to suffering because we cannot control this change. 3. Non-self, anatta, there is no fixed, permanent self. Impermanence is part of the Four Noble Truths, where the truth of suffering explains that suffering arises from attachment to the temporary and unstable. When we cling to these, we experience suffering due to the constant, uncontrollable change. Acceptance of impermanence is an attitude in which we recognize and admit that change is inevitable. This does not mean we must be indifferent or disengage from life, but rather, we learn to live mindfully without being bound by transient, uncontrollable phenomena. Accepting impermanence and letting go of attachment to the temporary. We live in a world full of change and impermanence. When we cling to things, whether money, power, relationships, or health, we will inevitably feel suffering when these things change or disappear. Accepting impermanence helps us understand that everything follows a cycle of birth, existence, decay, and death, and we cannot hold on to them forever. Therefore, when we lose something or someone we love, we don't feel devastated or hopeless. Instead, we can accept loss with tranquility and peace. Accepting impermanence does not mean being indifferent to life. In fact, understanding impermanence helps us cherish life more. Realizing that time cannot be turned back and everything changes, we live more fully, work with devotion, love, and treat others sincerely, because we know nothing lasts forever. Acceptance of impermanence reduces anxiety. One reason people often feel anxiety and stress is their fear of loss or change. When we accept impermanence, we no longer feel overwhelmed by the uncontrollable. Our anxiety about the future or about what may happen diminishes significantly, as we understand that all change is natural and inevitable. Reducing suffering. When we understand and accept impermanence, we stop clinging to temporary things in life. This helps to reduce suffering when facing loss or change. When a relationship breaks, work is not as we hoped, or health changes, we don't feel shocked or devastated. We understand it's part of life, and we can accept change with peace. Living fully in the present. Acceptance of impermanence helps us realize that the present moment is a precious gift to be cherished. If we don't live fully in the present, we will miss opportunities for happiness and growth. Knowing that everything changes, we stop wasting time worrying about the past or future, and instead, we live with full presence in each moment. Letting go and inner freedom. Acceptance of impermanence helps us let go of attachment to material things, careers, or relationships. This brings inner freedom, freeing us from expectations, greed, and anxiety. When we don't cling to anything, our mind becomes lighter, more peaceful, and we can embrace change more easily. Cultivating gratitude and appreciating life. When we understand that everything in life is temporary, we develop an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for what we have. We no longer wait until something is lost to recognize its value. Gratitude helps us live peacefully and makes every present moment more precious. Ways to accept impermanence in life. 1. Live with gratitude. Start each day by acknowledging and appreciating the good things in life: health, relationships, opportunities, and experiences. Practicing gratitude helps us live fully in the present and reduces feelings of scarcity or anxiety about the future. 2. Learn to let go. Learn to let go of things that cannot be changed, relationships that no longer serve us, past successes or failures. Letting go not only reduces mental burdens but also creates space for new, better things. 3. Accept change in yourself. Accept that our bodies and minds will change over time, and this helps us love and care for ourselves better. Embrace aging, health changes, and shifts in thought without disappointment or fear. 4. Meditation and self-reflection. Practicing meditation helps us stay mindful of impermanence. When we meditate, we can observe changes in our breath, emotions, and body. This helps us become more aware of impermanence and not be swept away by mental fluctuations. Acceptance of impermanence is not just a philosophical concept but an essential attitude toward life that helps us reduce suffering and live more peacefully. By understanding and accepting that everything changes, we no longer cling to the temporary but can live more fully, treasure every moment, and develop a soul that is free and light. Acceptance of impermanence gives us inner peace and allows us to enjoy life to the fullest. Working with the mind is a central principle in Buddhism as well as in various Western philosophical systems and psychological methods. The mind is the source of all emotions, thoughts, actions, and decisions in our lives. While Buddhism teaches us how to master the mind through practice, meditation, and mindfulness, Modern psychological methods also emphasize the importance of managing the mind to achieve happiness, peace, and success in life. The mind and its nature. In Buddhism, the mind is not a fixed entity but a continuous process of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Buddhism teaches that the mind has three key characteristics. 1. Impermanence, anicca. The mind is constantly changing, nothing is fixed. 2. Suffering, dukkha. Because all things change, the mind is affected by this instability, which leads to suffering. 3. Non-self, anatta. There is no fixed self in the mind. We are not our thoughts or emotions. When working with the mind, Buddhism advises against clinging to transient thoughts, emotions, or states of mind. Thoughts and emotions are temporary phenomena and do not represent our true nature. Buddhist methods for working with the mind. Meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for working with the mind. It helps calm the mind and observe thoughts without getting caught up in them. There are many types of meditation in Buddhism, but all share the common goal of developing mindfulness and equanimity. Insight meditation, vipassana. This method involves observing and analyzing the phenomena in the mind. When practicing insight meditation, you observe your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without intervening. You simply acknowledge them and let them pass without reacting or attaching to them. Breathing meditation. This method focuses on the breath to help prevent the mind from being drawn into chaotic thoughts. Whenever the mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to the breath. Loving kindness meditation, metta. In this type of meditation, you focus on developing love and compassion for yourself and others. It helps calm negative emotions and foster a generous and compassionate heart. Mindfulness, sati. Mindfulness is an important practice in Buddhism that helps us live fully in the present moment. When practicing mindfulness, we focus on what is happening in the now, without letting our minds be distracted by thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness in action, whether you are eating, walking, or working, mindfulness helps you fully engage in the present action. You won't be distracted, and you will experience the present moment more fully. Mindfulness in emotions, when emotions arise, instead of reacting immediately, mindfulness allows you to notice and observe the emotion without letting it control your actions. Self-awareness and self-reflection. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Self-reflection helps us identify automatic thought or behavior patterns, such as being caught up in emotions without realizing it, allowing us to change how we react to situations in life. Recognizing thoughts. Self-awareness helps you recognize negative or self-critical thoughts and transform them into more positive ones. Once you realize that thoughts are not absolute truths, you can let go of painful thoughts and live more freely. Emotion regulation. Self-awareness helps you recognize your emotions and adjust them before they lead to actions. When you feel angry or anxious, instead of letting those emotions control you, you can pause, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to calm down. Working with the mind in daily life. Stop and breathe. When facing difficulties in life, stopping and breathing can be a simple yet effective way to work with the mind. Deep breathing calms the mind, helping you regain peace during stressful moments. Just a few deep breaths can soothe your emotions and bring you back to a state of calm. Acceptance and letting go. The mind tends to cling to emotions, thoughts, or events from the past. However, to live happily, we need to learn to accept change and let go of what cannot be changed. This lightens the mind and makes it easier to accept whatever comes in life, instead of trying to control or hold on to things that cannot be kept forever. Changing thought patterns. One important method for working with the mind is changing the way we think. If you notice that you are having negative or limiting thoughts, you can practice positive thinking to change them. This helps you view life more optimistically and reduces stress and anxiety. Optimistic thinking, instead of focusing on the negative, you can shift your attention to the positive aspects of life. Optimism helps you create positive energy and find opportunities in every challenge. Open-minded thinking, don't limit your mind to one fixed way of thinking. Practicing open-mindedness helps you see problems from different perspectives and adapt to changes in life more easily. Working with the mind to develop wisdom. In Buddhism, developing wisdom is not just about theoretical knowledge but also about a deep understanding of oneself and the world around us. When we work with the mind, wisdom develops through observing reality. Practicing mindfulness and meditation helps wisdom grow because we learn to observe and understand life's phenomena without being blinded by emotions or personal viewpoints. Learning from experience, wisdom is not just built from knowledge but also from learning and growing through life's challenges. As we work with the mind, we learn to face suffering, solve problems, and learn from our mistakes. Developing compassion, the mind is not only where thoughts arise, but it is also where we can cultivate compassion for ourselves and others. This understanding and love will guide our wisdom in a higher direction and bring happiness to all. Working with the mind is a continuous process that requires patience. Mindfulness, meditation, and self-awareness are powerful tools that help us master the mind, live peacefully, and think clearly. Working with the mind not only helps reduce stress and anxiety but also helps us develop wisdom, compassion, and live fully in the present. Learning to respect and treat others well. Learning to respect and treat others well is one of the core values, not only in Buddhism but also in most ethical systems and philosophies of life. Buddhism places particular emphasis on compassion and respect for all living beings, as all beings have an equal nature and deserve to be treated with respect. Treating others well helps build healthy relationships and contributes to the development of a peaceful, just, and loving society. In Buddhism, respect is not only limited to actions but also involves the mindset and compassion we have toward all beings. The Buddha taught that respect is the recognition and acknowledgement of the inherent dignity of each individual, regardless of who they are, where they come from, or what their circumstances are. Buddhism encourages us not to discriminate or look down on anyone because all beings have a good nature and the potential for enlightenment. Respecting the equality of all people. Buddhism emphasizes that all beings, from humans to animals, are of equal value and deserving of respect. Anatta, non-self, one of the three characteristics of existence, teaches that there is no fixed self, and every person can change. Therefore, everyone deserves to be treated with fairness, respect, and compassion, regardless of their wealth, education, or social status. Respecting yourself. Before respecting others, respecting yourself is crucial. Self-respect does not mean arrogance or self-satisfaction, but rather the recognition of your own worth, understanding and appreciating your strengths as well as your weaknesses. This helps us not only love and care for ourselves but also build a strong foundation for treating others well. Respecting your body and mind, taking care of your health, exercising, eating healthily, and maintaining mental stability are ways to show respect for yourself. Knowing your limits, respecting yourself also means knowing when to stop, understanding that we cannot always meet the needs and demands of others. This not only protects ourselves but also shows respect for our personal boundaries. Respecting others. Respecting others is not just about outward actions like greetings, thanking, or listening, but more importantly, it's about sincerity and understanding toward them. Buddhism teaches that each person has their own suffering, pain, and unique circumstances, and understanding and empathizing with others is an expression of deep compassion and respect. Listening with respect. Listening to others is one of the greatest ways to show respect. When you listen, you not only pay attention to what the person is saying but also to the emotions and intentions behind their words. This helps you understand the other person better and treat them with compassion, without judgment or harm. Listening wholeheartedly. When someone shares with you, listen with your heart, not just your ears. Let them feel that their thoughts and feelings are respected and valued. Do not judge. Judging others is one of the actions that can hurt their self-esteem. In Buddhism, the Buddha advises against rushing to judge or evaluate others, as each person has their own path and challenges to face. Instead of judging, practice compassion, help and support others gently and with tolerance. Respecting others' personal space. Everyone has their own boundaries and private space. Respecting others' personal space, giving them time and freedom to do what they enjoy without interruption, is an important way of showing respect. In relationships, respecting others' privacy helps build trust and equality. Respecting the opinions and views of others. In any conversation or debate, we may not agree with another person's views, but that doesn't mean we should dismiss or disrespect those views. Respecting the opinions and perspectives of others not only helps broaden our own understanding, but also fosters relationships based on equality without imposition. Respect in relationships. Respect in relationships is the foundation of lasting harmony and happiness. Whether it's in family, friendship, love, or professional relationships, respect is an important element in building a healthy relationship. In the family, listening and understanding. Family members need to listen to and understand each other to maintain strong bonds. This helps create a loving and supportive family environment. Respecting individual rights, whether it's spouses, parents, or children, everyone has the right to freedom and personal space. Respecting each other's freedom helps avoid unnecessary conflicts. In friendships, supporting and encouraging. Respecting friends is not just about caring, but also about supporting and encouraging them when they face difficulties. When a friend is struggling, sincere support helps them overcome it. Sharing and honesty. Respect in friendship also involves sharing honestly and ensuring that you do not deceive or take advantage of your friends. In love, respecting differences. Every person has their own perspectives, preferences, and habits. Respecting differences in a romantic relationship helps create harmony and reduces unnecessary conflicts. Spending quality time together. Spending time together, not just in joyful moments but also during tough times, is a profound way of showing respect in love. The benefits of learning to respect and treat others well. Building lasting relationships. When we treat others with respect and compassion, we build lasting and healthy relationships. These relationships are not only based on love but also on understanding and mutual respect. Reducing conflicts. When everyone in society respects each other, we reduce misunderstandings and conflicts. Disputes can more easily be resolved through listening and understanding. Feeling inner peace. Treating others well and with respect not only benefits them but also helps us feel inner peace. When you live with respect and compassion, you also cultivate a peaceful and happy heart. Respecting and treating others well is not something distant or difficult. It is the practice of compassion, mindfulness, and understanding in everyday life. When we practice these values, we not only build beautiful relationships but also help create a more peaceful and happy society. Thank you for watching today's video on Dharma Wisdom Talks. Thank you for watching today's video on Dharma Wisdom Talks. We hope that through these reflections on respect and treating others well, you will discover deep values that you can practice in your daily life. Respect is not just an action, but a mindset, a way of perceiving and interacting with all beings with compassion and profound respect. When we practice respect, we not only build good relationships with others but also bring peace and inner freedom to ourselves. This is the way to live a fulfilling life, in harmony with the world around us. Buddhism teaches us that every small action has the power to change lives and create a better society. If you find the teachings in this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your loved ones. We will continue to bring valuable lessons on philosophy and Dharma in our future videos. Let's make every day an opportunity to practice compassion, respect, and love. Wishing you peace and happiness on your path to wisdom and enlightenment.